come this morning with thanksgiving in our hearts, thanking you for all the blessings you bestowed upon us. And Father, we just thank you for your grace and mercy. Dear Lord, we ask your blessing upon this meeting. We pray that the decisions that we make and the things that we do and say be acceptable in your sight. And Father, we ask that you forgive us for our sins. And dear Lord, if you do these things for us, we glorify your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone here. We're going to do our roll call. We have Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Moore, and myself here. Commissioner Kelly is out with a medical problem, and Commissioner Martin is on the way, I suppose. Adoption of the agenda. Does everyone have a chance to look over the agenda?
motion to adopt, Mr. Chairman.
Second. I have a motion to adopt and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? 3-0. This time we have here petitions from the public.
There are none.
No petitions from the public. We're gonna make a fast moving out of this. We all have the approval from the minutes for the last regular meeting.
Motion to approve is presented, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion and a second to be approved. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 3-0. Constitutional officers report.
Oh, I'm gonna get the chief to mention something. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just real quick, we just, got our ability for certificate of application for our justice assistance grant, our JAG C, a little different from the JAG D, it's all the money in the JAG D. A lot sooner than what we did last year. Normally we're doing this, in the September time of the year, because this is for our current fiscal year, so it would be a reimbursement type thing. So as quick as I get the codes back to that, I'll be making an application, which is actually already in our current budget, so. But that's running a lot more on schedule this year compared to last year. I will tell, and I'm sure the clerk can back it up, we have received our total funding from the last year's JAGs, in this past quarter. So they are coming through like they promised. It's just been a little long delay, convoluted stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm working with the county attorney on getting some of my USC stuff signed and submitted, things of that nature, a lot of different requirements, but we're moving on schedule. That's it.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Comment?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
I printed out a little thing and sent it to y'all, or had it in the packet about some ideas that our office had and some different things I want to come to y'all about. One thing, coming into 2020 election, we're gonna be busy. It's a big election. It's a better turnout than any other election. But we would like to see if there's a way that we could block off maybe 6 parking lot spots in front of the office and have 15-minute parking. And if somebody doesn't make it 15 minutes, that's okay, but that way we have a way that people can come and go, especially when it's traffic court, or if it falls on something going on at the courthouse, we'll have to have people park all, everywhere else. And so I'd like to take that into consideration, if that's something that we can do.
That's a city street though, Tommy, that we don't control the city street parking, and we need to get that through the city manager, I believe, or the.
Okay. But can I get y'all's blessing to go to them all?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. And we also need some signs, and I'm gonna get with the county on that. Just, hey, this is vote center. We normally put out a little removable sign, and then we put it back. But it was brought to our attention that people moving in here, it'd be neat if they drove down that road, let's say Lee City Hall, here's a vote center, or the Pine and Fire Department. So we're gonna look forward to that. Canvassing workshop. That workshop is October the 18th. Y'all should have that information in your packets. The time that's in the packet says it starts at 10, they moved that back to 9:30. When you can really look, we got 1, 3, and 5 county commissioners up for election. Typically it's the chairman, and then it falls to the ones that are unopposed. And so that would be 2 and 4. I really think we ought to even go a little further and do another alternate. let's look at somebody outside of that, because of, in this election, it's gonna be busy, and they're changing the rules on some of that, where all, canvassing board members need to be there, or at least 3. And so that way, if something happens, even in my world, in my alternate, you know, I can have somebody that can step in when there's a problem at a precinct or whatever. And so, I guess next meeting, I'll come back to y'all on trying to figure out some more alternates and the way to do that. But I would love for everybody that is an alternate to go to this school, because they're gonna do the signature update, they're gonna teach the signature side of it. We pulled some numbers yesterday, and out of all the voters that voted absentee, and I can't remember the exact number, it was like 1,200, only 17 signatures were rejected. And if you looked at them, you could tell it was rejected. But if you pay attention to the media, they're out there saying, hey, you know, they're rejecting a bunch of signatures. That's not true. And so, but we'll have that under our belt. Next thing I want to run by y'all real quick is the Spanish ballot. Talking to give you a little bit of history on it. 1965, the federal government passed what we call Section 4E, and it applies to 13 counties. And they have, and what it is 5% of their population is a different language, made up of a different language. And so for all these years, those 13 counties. Well, back in September 15th, a Judge Walker out of Tallahassee came in and asked 32 counties, or told 32 counties, that they would have to add Spanish to their election cycle.
Mm-hmm.
The sad thing to that is, like Taylor County has 4. They're having to do more than the 5% counties. And so, and then April the 11th of this year, the governor made an order, but he's working towards all counties being able to do Spanish. And when talking to some of these other counties, that's roughly 30% of their budget is what they're having to spend on that. So that would be roughly $90,000 to be able to do Spanish for 145 voters. And I'm all for everybody being able to vote. I'm all for trying to help them out. You know, we have a working relationship with several Spanish-speaking people in the community. If something happens, we can make a phone call and they put them on speakerphone. And we even had a girl come in during election time to help with that. So it's not like we're against it. But when you're in a physically constrained county already, and then you're looking at putting this on top of us, it's kind of, why not do sample ballots? But I'd love for Mr. Tommy to write up a letter saying that Madison County is opposed to, right now they're saying 2 Spanish-speaking people in every early voting site, 1 Spanish-speaking person on election day. And, you know, and then having a translator in the office, and there's several different things. And again, those 4E counties, they don't have to do that. So at least let us get 4E instead of what this Judge Walker's asking. So I don't know how, if Tommy would draw one up and y'all look it over and we sign it, send it to the governor. There's a lot of the small counties who are going through these processes to try to help.
What say you?
So with the downsizing of the precincts, we're gonna need, how many will we need?
Well, if they do the early voting site, we'd need 8 in early voting, and then we would need 5 on election day, so it does help, with the downsizing, but we still have a good bit of people that we need to fill those. And your ballot, right now, they're saying that every ballot has to be in both language, on the Judge Walker side. On the governor's side, I stood up and I asked them, I said, wait a minute, if we had 1 Creole person move into Madison, do we have to be able to do this? Where's the cutoff line? Is it 5%? Seems good to me. But, you know, it's something that we're gonna have to face.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is the requirement that the one ballot is printed in English, has English and Spanish on it, or do you have to have a Spanish ballot available?
In Judge Walker's, you have to have both of them on the same ballot.
Same ballot,
On the state, they haven't, we've been going through hearings on that. They hadn't set that yet.
And we're not one of the 32 counties that were subject to Judge Walker's order. We're subject to what the governor and the
Yes,
state did.
correct.
So you're just asking for the attorney to draft a letter, asking for us to fall under the governor's.
Under the 4E, the
They say-
federal, the 5%.
You're asking the governor not to impose more regulations than that federal regulation imposes on those.
And we wouldn't fall under it anyway, at 5%.
And that's, I mean, we're gonna have to work together to figure that out, if that's what y'all want to do. I'm not really familiar with that, but I have to do it.
Sure.
Yeah, suggest y'all get together and, come up with a letter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Last thing I got for you, is on the vote centers. It was overwhelming, the people that called and said, thanks for the convenience. You know, we had a guy driving a hay truck, and he just pulled in a leak, he didn't have to come into town. You know, we had a lot of good response. Again, and I've mentioned this before, we had 3 negative responses, and they were out of the Eridu area. And if you look at Eridu down there, it's unique in itself. They don't get mail from the post office up here, so most of the sample ballots that they get come from either Jefferson or Taylor. And there's part of those counties that get our sample ballot because when we mail it out, we don't mail it out to the household because they'll charge us so much. We do a bulk mail to every household, if that makes sense. But if we put every address down, it would cost us a lot more money instead of sending it that way. So it's always been a little deal down there. And I wish, I've talked to Commissioner Martin about it. We might need to re-look at that area down there. Because they don't get the papers from Madison County. When they leave going to shop, they go to Taylor County or they go to Tallahassee. You know, anywhere else in the county, if people live around Greenville, they're gonna pass by Greenville, Pinetta, everywhere else you're gonna pass. But I'm not saying we need to open Eridu up, but we need to re-look at and see if that's, if it's best for everybody.
Yeah, well, you know, years ago, I learned that part of Madison County was on the other side of, Highway 27, that was news to me.